First off, I want to say thank you to everybody who has supported this series. It's just the series of racing game reviews is done so much better than I could expect. Just the numbers, the support, the comments. I love them all. I just wanted to start that off by saying thank you for that. Thank you so much. But now, Forza Horizon 5, the successor of an extremely successful game in Forza Horizon 4, is it worth a pick up 5-6 months later. It's a decent amount of time since it dropped. I know this is a short time span, but I feel at this point, we kind of know what this game has to offer. It's good points, it's bad points. Like our other reviews, we're gonna break it down: the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that being said, let's begin. So to start, the good, the content. There's so many races and so many activities to do, almost to a fault. There's just so much content in this game. You will always have something to do. That is kind of the major overall point, or like the overall concept the Forza Horizon game brings you, is the amount of stuff you can do, amount of content. You're never gonna run out of content in Forza Horizon 5, and that is a good thing and a bad thing, but I think it definitely falls under the good thing. And you can't say no to more content, more stuff to put your time into. You really can't say no to that. And moving forward, I say this kind of piggybacks off the content part, is the sheer number of cars. There are so many cars in Forza Horizon 5. If you are new to the series, this might surprise you, just the sheer number of just vehicles in the game. I mean, compared to like Need for Speed or a Gran Turismo. Actually, Gran Turismo has a lot of cars too, but let's compare it to like a Need for Speed game. The number of cars is just, it blows it out the water. That is something that is just crazy. And if if you're not new to the series, this is expected. This is what Forza Horizon brings to the table, is a very, very high number of cars in the racing game genre. That's really one of its main points, is you're just gonna get so many different cars to use, and that's a great point. More content, more cars, the better. I don't see how that's a problem. Another good point is the customization of said cars. Of course, not every car is treated equal. It's not it's a little racist, but it's a little hit or miss. Some of the customization is great on cars like the 180SX, 350Z. Some of the JDM cars you would expect to have great customization are great, but others that are not known as much, like even cars that are known, like muscle cars, they don't get much customization. Like a 69 Charger, you get this little the blower, but that's about it. You don't get too much else, and that goes for a lot of other cars where you don't get too much customization. But for the cars that do get a lot of customization, it is pretty cool. It's pretty nice, body parts that are pretty like similar to Need for Speed. Some cars have that high in-depth customization, but then some cars don't have any at all. So it's great, but some cars get treated better than others. And also, I like to put in the same category is the drivetrain swaps, engine swaps. I love that part about Forza Horizon, is the ability to go from front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, and just switch it to any car. Can do that. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, you can just turn everything to all-wheel drive if you really want to, and then you could swap in not whatever engine you want, but Forza Horizon 5 has a great amount of choices of engines to put into your car. So I think that's a great point. It really allows you to make your car your own, something that is necessary in a racing game today. Maybe not back in the day, but for now you need to be able to customize your car and make it how you want to make it. Another point is the tuning. This also is around the customization of cars, and the tuning in this game is top tier. I mean, you can really spec out your car to do exactly what you want. It's a little overwhelming for someone who's not used to tuning, but once you get the hang of it, it's great in this game, and allows you to really further make your car just as make it exactly how you want it, like to a T, to little notches. Like, you can really make your car your own when tuning, and just make exactly how you want it. The map is massive and allows for endless exploration. You can really just go out and drive wherever you want. The map is huge. Combine this with the barn finds and other collectibles, you could be exploring all day. And if this is your thing, if you want to collect things, this game has you covered. So many different things to collect, so many places to explore and just drive around. And the graphics are also very good. You're not running around, just 2 pixel places everywhere, right? It's very good quality, buildings, roads, trees, all that. So the graphics are great. The areas are great, and there's so many different places to explore. Just the number of them. I think exploring in Forza Horizon 5 is another very high point of the game, and just allows you to just drive wherever you want. I think you can't really go wrong with that. And, reinforcing the idea of the graphics are great. My PC is pretty, mediocre. It's not the best. So if you really have like a beast of a PC, you can really get a lot out of Forza Horizon 5 and really get the graphics to look even better than I can. Like, it's amazing, the quality it is, even at like medium. Like my stuff's at medium. If you throw it on ultra, that's like, you will see the great quality of vehicles in the game. It's just amazing how they did it, and probably the best in the racing genre right now. I know Gran Turismo 7 just came out. I don't really know too much about that, so I can't say fully, but before that dropped, I think it had the best graphics in the racing genre right now. Handling is another good point. I think it feels like a Forza Horizon game, so if you played other ones, you would be familiar with this handling, and I think it's great. I have zero issues with it. Maybe some people have more issues than I do, and I really want to nitpick the handling, but I think it's very responsive and definitely a strong point within the game. I mean, you need to have a good quality handling to have a good quality game, If you look at Need for Speed 2015, the base game, straight out, go to GameStop, pick it up. The handling is pretty butt. So like, and then it made the whole game not as good. You know what I mean? So handling is great in this game, and really it needs to be a solid game. Now multiplayer. Again, this is a subjective point, because some people enjoy multiplayer quite a bit, and others, hate it, with a passion. I don't really enjoy it that much. I'm gonna keep it a Kobe Bean, but at least I don't like PvP all that much, but I do enjoy racing with others, like just doing races with each other. But like PvP and like with the battle royale, yeah, it's not my thing really. Not feeling it too much. But yeah, multiplayer, it's subjective. It's up to you. But I think it's good to put it in a good point, because it can be fun. The seasons are another great thing that is always added to Forza Horizon 5 or Forza Horizon games, and it's really kind of a trademark of the franchise. That gives the player to get rare cars, unique cars by just playing the game. That's something great, where you don't have to really go out of your way. I mean, you have to go a little bit just to do certain races, but it's not anything crazy. Great addition. Just allows the everyday player to get some of the rarer cars in the game and some of the tougher cars to get by just playing the game every week. That's all you got to do. Just play the game every week, do a few missions, do a few things, but it's not that bad. Eventually it might get tiring, doing this every week for rare cars that you're trying to chase, but that could be said for almost anything really, so you can't really put the blame on that. Another great thing is the engine sounds. I know this was a major issue in Forza Horizon 4, and they fixed it in Forza Horizon 5. Engine sounds are great. Each car really has a unique sound, and add that to the lively map and atmosphere in general, it's just a great combination. You really feel like you're out there, and it feels like, pretty similar to like real life. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they did a great job with engine sounds. Every car has that, that their signature, sound. You go drive a Lexus LFA, you're gonna hear that V10, boy. You're gonna hear that V10. If you go drive a Carrera GT, you're gonna hear that V10. Like, the sounds are great. The sounds are really a high point. One of my best points, I think, of the game. I really enjoyed engine sounds. And lastly is lack of microtransactions. Sure, there's paid DLC and other stuff, significant content like that, but they're not like microtransactions. Like, it's not like you're buying, like a separate currency, like, Black Ops 3 or something like that. Like, there's no loot crates. There are, but you earn them, right? It's not like you could just pay for them. So I appreciate that. It's not the biggest deal. And I think of the big content, the DLC, like D2, like Destiny 2 expansions. Like, they're not microtransactions because you get a lot of content from them, and you get a lot of new cars from them. So you get your money's worth at the end of the day. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate a like. It helps get the video out, support the channel for a grand total of $0. It helps me out without you doing anything. You're not paying me nothing. So let's move on. So now, the bad. Like, every game has its bad, and this game is no exception. So the bad progression system. Maybe this is being an old head, right, coming from a Need for Speed fan, but I feel like this is extremely fast paced. Like, you get so much stuff so quickly, and like off the rip, it's just, I feel like you lose out on the grind. Like, you are given cars, like from the jump you're given a McLaren Senna, and like, I feel like you should be given something like a whole goal for something you have to work towards, compared to this game where you just get a Senna off the rip. I think if you do some other stuff, you can get like a Wyra or just some other crazy supercars, and I feel like what's the point? Because I don't know, like you just get the fastest cars in the game off the rip, and you're not really incentivized to grind for anything or to earn anything. You just get it. So I don't really like that too much, and like I just feel like that kind of kills the vibe of the game, or kills the incentive to keep playing. That's just how it was for me. And again, this isn't the bad, but you know, it doesn't break the game, doesn't, you know, break the experience of the rest of the great points, but it makes you not want to keep playing because you already got some of the fastest cars in the game, if that makes sense. Another one is a soundtrack, straight cheeks garbo. It's so bad. This has been a common theme in racing games lately. I don't know why. Can they not get a good soundtrack right? No Kanye West. Okay, I'll stop. But like, you know what I'm saying? Just terrible soundtrack. Like the only, like they be gotten like Lil Nas X, bro. Like I don't even, like, come on, dog. Like he's not bad, but the point being, his soundtrack is terrible. Maybe that's just my opinion, and I just don't like the songs that are in the game. But I feel like this is another situation where I gotta throw on Spotify. Like, you know, I'll do it if I have to, but I wouldn't, you know, I appreciate some good music in the game, and they just can't get it right. And then every single song is censored. Like, bro, that was how it was in Forza Horizon 4 too. Soundtrack pretty bad is the point there. You know, at least in None of Us Heat, you know, there's some decent songs, but in Forza Horizon 5, I really can't find a single song I rock with. It's just, I think there's a Run DMC track, it's not too bad, but yeah, Spotify for this one. Another point is story is pretty bad. Pretty meh, pretty cheeks. You know, as a beat, like I was excited to see this story being in Mexico and everything, but yeah, it's just not it. Like, you got the badly voiced, you know, Mexicans in the game, the Spanish, which sounds like straight out of Google Translator. It's just not it. Just not interesting, and it's just I don't like the story. It doesn't lock you into doing anything. I feel like, I know people want freedom, but at the same time, you kind of need a structure if you want people to follow the story. Like, I just did the few missions and then began just doing other stuff and didn't even touch the story. It just really feels like an afterthought. I'm just not vibing with the story on this one. I hate to tell you that. Another, you know, bad point is the auction house. You know, it can be good for some people and go bad for other people. And, you know, you gotta get lucky to get some cars, and then some people charge like ridiculous prices for it. It's just, you know, YouTubers have a ton of rare cars and sell them for crazy prices. So it really kind of, you know, puts a monopoly on the ability to make money off the auction house. I know it's possible. I mean, you could snipe, but the auction house, it just doesn't feel as good this year. I don't know. It feels kind of oversaturated. It doesn't really feel the same as Forza Horizon 4, in my opinion. You know, maybe I'm whining about it, but then again, I don't know. I feel like I have a solid point here that, you know, bigger YouTubers just get the rarest cars, sell them for crazy prices, and the regular man, you know, the regular the blue collar man never gets to get the rare cars unless you really are on the game and not trying to snipe, you know, 24/7. But who wants to really do that? All right, now this is the ugly. We haven't even got to the ugly, so let's move on to that. There's not many points for ugly, I'm not gonna lie. This game is a solid game. I really have 1 point for the ugly, so let's get it going. I feel like the ugly point that really drove me off this game, piggybacks off the fast-paced progression system, is a lack of a true goal or mission. Having everything so open, you know, so quickly, and you know, the ability to get these crazy cars so quick, I really don't know what keeps me playing. Like, I kind of stopped playing after the first few months of the game, just because I was like, okay, I have these cars are cool, right? But like, what am I playing for? Like, I just feel like there's nothing really to play for, because I already had like some crazy 999 cars, like X-class cars, like, you know, or just, you know, some cool cars that are like 500 class or something. You know, I already had kind of what I wanted, like, you know, a few weeks into the game, a week really into the game, I'm not gonna lie. So when we saw how many people hopped off the game in droves in the first few weeks it came out, and I am kind of one of them. I haven't touched this game in quite a minute, in quite a long time, so I just think it feels like it lacks significant replay value. That's just me. I just feel like I don't have a goal or any reason to continue playing. You know, that can be said for a lot of games, right? But right now, Elden Ring is eating up my time, and I am enjoying myself with this Elden Ring. And I cannot say the same for Forza Horizon 5. I just don't have a goal. I feel like I'm just playing to play, and I just, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, that's the one ugly point. So in conclusion, I feel like this is a great racing game, and probably best of the year. You know, maybe Gran Turismo will surpass it, I don't know yet, as I haven't played the game and I haven't really watched anything on it. But so far, it's a great game and it's very quality in many areas. I just feel like you lose replay value. Kind of a thing like NFS Heat sort of had, which is a weird problem that they're completely different games, that one gets support and one doesn't. After you do like a few weeks of the game, you kind of experience everything it has to offer. As I'm not like the big on collecting cars and collecting stuff, so maybe if I was, this game would probably still have my interest, but I just don't think there's much to do after the first few weeks of just playing around and just doing everything. I just don't see, a goal. I don't see something, to play. I just don't see a reason to keep playing. You know what I'm saying? That's just, how I feel. Again, if you enjoy collecting cars and doing, racing just for the sake of racing, then this is your game, because there's so many areas that are really high quality and it's really one of the best racing games out there right now, just for the quality of the game. But there's not much to do after. Think about it. You're getting, the way I put Forza Horizon 5 is, it's quality. It's that quality. It's that lobster. It's that crab, right? But then again, you finish it within an hour. Once you're done with dinner, that crab is gone. It would taste good though. It did taste good, but it's gone now. And that's it. That's my love for Forza Horizon 5 is gone now. It's kind of it for the review on Forza Horizon 5. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been quite a long video, I believe, around 20 minutes coming in. But yeah, I know this is not, I'm not the guy who come for the structured, bar for bar, line for line, read it off a script. I'm kind of going off the dome for most of this, but I do have a script a little bit. But yeah, this is what you're here for. Me just expressing my opinion on if it's a good game or not, and I think it's a very solid game. So yeah, I'm talking too much. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.